It sounds like Patty also has embraced the concept of caveat emptor. Let's take a closer look at her assertion that she did not misrepresent the taxes or the square footage of the property. We've already noted that Article 2 makes clear that realtors are not obligated to discover latent defects or advise on matters outside the scope of their real estate license. But we should also note Standard of Practice 2-1, which states in part,
Realtors shall only be obligated to discover and disclose adverse factors reasonably apparent to someone with expertise in those areas required by their real estate licensing authority.
If Fred or the prospective purchaser were to file a complaint alleging a violation of Article 2, the issue boils down to this. Does the act of verifying property taxes and property square footage with the local municipality fall under the scope of the realtor's area of expertise? If I was a betting man, my money would not be on Patty's winning the argument that it's not her job. An agent must verify property taxes, property and dwelling square footage, confirmation that the appropriate permits are in place. Note that Article 2 not only addresses the issue of pertinent facts concerning the condition of the property, but also the issue of pertinent facts relating to the transaction. What exactly does that mean? Well, we can count on Fred to provide us with an example. I think he's talking to a buyer he's been working with on one of his own listings.
Hey, Joe, how are you? It's Fred here. You know why I'm calling, don't you? Yeah, I just got a call from the seller's attorney, and he says they still haven't received the contracts back. Look, you must return those contracts ASAP or you're going to lose the property. Joe, the house is perfect for you two. I know it's at the high end of your price range, but it has everything you've been looking for. Look, Joe, I've been telling brokers left and right that there are already contracts signed on this property, but that's starting to sound kind of stale. I'm not going to be able to stall on this too much longer. Huh? Oh, the financing isn't going to be a problem. At worst, you can go for one of those interest-only loans for a while and then refinance later. Come on, Joe. Promise me you'll sign the contracts today. Great. That's what I wanted to hear. You won't regret it. I'll tell the attorney to expect them back tomorrow.
Well, Fred certainly didn't disappoint us, did he? He's telling other agents who are interested in showing his listing that there are fully executed contracts on the property, when that is clearly not the case. This is an example of misrepresenting the transaction. It also appears that Fred didn't learn his lesson with Article 1. In this instance, he is the listing agent. Does it sound to you like he's protecting and promoting the interests of his seller client by telling agents that there are executed contracts on the property when that's not the case? Somehow I don't think his seller would think so. So is Article 2 that difficult to adhere to? It shouldn't be. Quite frankly, it's only common sense to disclose issues of a material nature that would affect the buyer's ability to use and enjoy their property. Let's replay that first conversation Fred had with Joe, the prospective seller.
I'm telling you, Joe, in this market, your home is going to really stand out. It's got tons of character, and homes dating from the 1800s are tough to find, especially in such good condition. I don't think we'll have any problem moving it quickly. Yeah, I understand that these old houses have some imperfections, and I'd encourage you to disclose any issues of a material nature that could concern a potential purchaser. A property condition disclosure is an important element of any real estate transaction. It's really just an issue of fairness. I mean, if you were buying the property, wouldn't you want to know both the positives and negatives concerning the physical condition of the property? Well, it's my experience that purchasers looking at antique properties expect that there may be some condition issues. What's that? Water in the basement? Well, again, we simply disclose it in a very matter-of-fact manner. See, it's only when we intentionally attempt to conceal something that we can run into trouble. Yes, in most cases, the prospective purchaser does have a home inspection, but I still have an ethical obligation to disclose anything of a material nature that I know about the property. Again, I really don't anticipate any problems when we're above board. I think your house is really a rare find, and we'll see lots of activity.
When Fred handles the property condition issues in this manner, I don't think he'll have any problems either. Time to move on to Article 3 of the Code.